I'm going to try to make pop songs using these two uncommon scales. Both of these scales are examples of hexatonic scales, which means they have 6 notes in them instead of your usual 7. And the first scale I'm going to work with is called the augmented scale. It's super interesting because within it, if you lay out all the notes in it, you'll notice there's a symmetry between the notes. You've got a minor third from the first note to the second note, and then a half step from the second note to the third note, and this pattern repeats. There's another minor third and another half step, and then another minor third, which resolves another half step. As a result of this, you get some really interesting chord symmetries. For example, you can get a C major chord, an E major chord, and an A flat major chord, but what's wild about this is that you can also get a C minor, an E minor, and an A flat minor chord from the same set of notes. Listen to how it sounds if we go C major, C minor, E major, E minor, A flat major, A flat minor. The fact that there's one scale that works over all those chords is amazing. It's going to be extra cool to try this in a pop context. For the verse, I took the C major, E major, and A flat major chords. Then I added a synth part over that, which was sort of inspired by the beginning of Dark Horse by Katy Perry. Then I made this 808 bass line, which is meant to support the chords C major, C augmented, A flat major, A flat augmented, and then E major, E augmented. Another really interesting symmetrical chord progression. Usually for vocal melodies, I'll just take the track and start improvising, singing over it, trying things out. And the reason I do this is because I want my melodies to sound natural and I want them to fit in my voice. But in this case, I couldn't really keep the scale in my ear well enough to improvise singing strictly in the scale over the track. So I just decided, let's write it out. And even though I tried so hard and got so far, in the end the melody ended up being too awkward. So I asked Justice Cow to help me write a better hook. And she really delivered. Here she is singing the awesome melody that we made together. Next up, we've got a scale I hadn't even heard of before today. It's called the Prometheus scale according to Wikipedia, and also according to Wikipedia, it's built around this chord, which is known as the Prometheus or Mystic chord. C, D, E, F sharp, A, B flat. If you're familiar with your melodic minor modes, you might recognize this as C Lydian flat 7, but without the 5th in it. Without that 5th in it, it really sounds unique, and I love just the sound of the scale going up and down. So I thought it'd be cool to make the hook of the song just the scale. Do you see the ray of light? Under that hook, I put the chords C major with no 5th, A minor, and then D major. 3 very regular chords. I love it when you can derive really normal sounding chords from such a strange scale, because when you combine the strange scale and the normal chords, you get that nice balance of the solid foundation of familiar harmony with the squiggly wiggly new sounding scale. Took you to Thai on a Monday early so we could both take our time, trying the new special dishes, not just pad thai this time. I care about you my own way. I wanna feel the light in your life and add to mine. I will always love you like a patient breeze in the sunshine. Do you see the ray of light passing through in between us, free from the prism? Do you see the ray of light? You are the pain I believe is worth believing in. Anytime you learn a new scale, a new chord, or a new concept, try writing music with it right away. If you'd like to work together on your music, you can sign up for lessons with me at benlevinmusicschool.com, and I hope you have a good time till next time.